We are wrong. We are wrong. We are wrong.
We are back.
Hey, share the life. Share the life. Share the life.
Back again.
It's my badge there,
Fix your
But
badge.
best you hide that, my brother. Come on now.
First day of the season, everybody on 0 points.
Everybody on zeros.
Everybody on 0 points. We all even. We good.
Everything reset. National reset.
Let me just go on here and see if I can send the live.
On the
Share
Facebook.
live. Yeah, the YouTube, Facebook.
Let me share it. Let me share it. Let me share it myself.
Share that on WhatsApp, So anyway, fellas, why is it good? Season about to start.
Yeah, it's good to be back, man. We've been away for a little while,
We're gonna bring down open the curtains.
Yeah.
Big game to open the curtains too.
What is the big game there?
Big game though.
No, you talking about mid-table games. I mean, that gotta be big game.
Big game when Sunday?
Big game Friday.
Friday, okay. All right.
So my people, we are back. We have a few things we want to go through. So get you guys teams ready, right? We want to know, top goal scorer. We want to know who's gonna win the league, in your opinion. Who's gonna be the surprise team for the year? Top goal scorer, top 6, bottom 3.
Yeah, which manager going to win the sack race?
Yes.
And who you think will be the biggest surprise package for the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have quite a few things to get through, different, a lot of different teams, and we might not be able to touch on every team, but we'll try and touch on as many as we can. Share the live, please. I know we're on Facebook Live, you're on YouTube Live. Share the live, please. Like, share, subscribe to the page. That will help us kind of, keep the show going and help grow the show a little more. We're gonna try to be a little more consistent than we've been. I know we've been saying that, but we need to just do it. So we're gonna try to do some watch alongs as we go in the year. When we have the big games, we'll try and do some watch alongs. And spontaneous moments where big things have happened. We're just gonna come live and see what everybody have to say. Well, strike the iron while it's hot.
Yeah, man.
So yeah. So anyway, fellas, I know you're waiting for Brad, but I mean, since you're there already, so we'll start from the bottom up.
boy. Let's take it there, boy.
Oh boy.
Nah, man. So let's start with the team that win the league last year. Let's start with Manchester City, and we can talk about
they win the league, the treble.
Yeah, they won everything they was to win last year. Well, except the Carabao Cup.
The historic treble.
Yes.
All right. Can they do it again?
Huh?
Can they do it again? First question.
Can they do the 4 in a row?
Yeah.
They can.
Of course.
Can they do the treble again?
I don't think they will. I feel like too many teams strengthen, and it's going to be very difficult with the players that they've lost if they don't replace with equal quality.
So far, City has signed. What City signed so far?
Guardiola, Kovacic.
And they've lost Gundogan, Mahrez.
They might lose Walker.
I heard a rumor that Walker's going to sign a new contract. I don't know how true that is.
I think they're trying to keep him. I just gonna pull up the confirmed transfers in a second.
Yeah, so City. I mean, I think City finished the league last year with 89 points. I mean, do we think that they will eclipse that? I'm not too sure. I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Damn that.
No, they wouldn't eclipse that. They wouldn't eclipse that.
I think it's going to be a tougher league, man.
And I mean, for a player like Haaland had what 50-something goals last year in all competitions.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he'll be the top scorer, though.
Say again?
I still think he'll be top scorer.
All right.
I think he might be top scorer, but I don't think he will get as many goals as he got last year.
What City does well is they beat all the teams they should beat.
Yeah.
So they're
So
going to.
last year I think at some point they hadn't won a match against the top six. They were draws, except for Arsenal. I think all they do well is they beat the teams they're supposed to beat. So I think they probably finished there about the same points total they did last year. So another team will have to be really good to beat them.
Yeah, but if you're looking at, to me, if you're looking at you know, the standard that they were a couple of years ago, when Liverpool pushed them right to 100 points, and then it kind of, the standard's still high, but it's not what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, they let's say they remain the same. I think the teams under them are gonna be closer. You know, if let's say they remain the same. You know,
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not so sure, nah, to be honest.
I don't
I
know,
mean,
man. I feel them.
I,
A lot of teams have
Why
made
do
big
you don't think
signings.
the teams last year underperformed though? The teams below City, apart from Arsenal,
I,
you don't think there
I
was
really, I
underperformance?
think, I think there's an aspect of underperform, but there's also an aspect of teams below them getting better. Newcastle, Brighton, Villa, these kind of teams there, they're not giving away as many points as they used to.
the table going to be
But then,
tighter this year.
Well,
There's
yes,
no
yeah, it's
that's
gonna
what
be
I
tight. It's
think.
gonna be
But
tight.
this season not going to be a walkthrough for City. Last season probably maybe people might say, well, we talking it down, but last season probably the teams underneath them besides Arsenal underperformed. Like Man United wasn't where they were supposed to be. Liverpool wasn't where
Well,
they.
well, one could argue, Man United perform how you thought they would perform.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think though, when I say the teams below them, so the same way Brighton and Newcastle, all these teams are getting better. Teams like United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, they can't sit on their laurels, right? They have to get better, because if not, Newcastle, like as we saw last year, Newcastle took a top four spot.
Yeah.
So if teams are falling off, then you're gonna get those teams like, and Newcastle. I don't think gonna go away, because the kind of money they have
But
backing
the
them up.
thing is, with Newcastle and maybe Brighton and Villa now is that last season they only had the league. This season they have to balance Europe
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
league.
And
So
in the case of Brighton, now they actually losing players, so they're not exactly going into the season.
well, Brighton tend to replace the players they lost. Like
Correct.
they lost McAllister, but they bring in
That would.
what's his name, Dawood from Dortmund. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
them
let's
teams have
see.
their
So
system in place.
yeah. So we'll get to our predictions in terms of who we think will win and all that, but we can just try and run through some of the teams quickly. So the next team on the table last year was Arsenal.
Right.
What do we think? We think Arsenal. I think Arsenal finished the season with 84 points. I think. You think they're gonna do better than that, or somewhere around there?
Really? 84?
I think they were 5 points behind City. I think when the
I
league
have
when
the
the league was
feeling.
finished.
I have the feeling that when a team get close and they fall, the following season they tend to have a bit of a psychological issue. Unless they really have a manager and a team around that can get them going again. But most times you see a team go that close and fail. The following season they'll have a bit of a slump.
I personally don't think Arsenal can get closer again. I think
Why you say that?
Arsenal, the fact that, for one, they're not going to start with the same fever that they started with last year. So they don't go, because that midfield is not coherent at all. Between Rice and what's his face? Party. Party Odegaard. I don't think that midfield going to click the same way that they were before. Now, when you watch Jesus injured to start the season, so they don't have an out and out striker.
They have Havertz.
They have two fellas. They have three fellas that not really.
That's a Champions League winner.
Right?
It's a Champions League winner.
So they have Trossard, who can substitute up front, and then Ketia. Right? Personally, I would say
That other guy is still in a Balogun, whatever his name
Balogun
is.
not in the plans.
None of those three are title winning strikers.
Right?
They stop gaps.
Right. But the good thing with Arsenal is that they're getting goals from the wide players. So Martinelli contributing, Saka contributing, and they creating. Odegaard contributing. Right? So they're really dependent on a striker. But in terms of coherence and clicking from last season, because he trying Havertz is what 65 million and then trying to feed Havertz in. Right?
Yeah.
He was playing Havertz in the midfield. I don't think Arsenal are going to hit the ground running like they did last year. And if they don't get a good start, I don't think they come in close.
But they have a pretty good start in terms of schedule. I think their first game is Forest.
Yeah.
So if they can get some momentum in that game,
Yeah.
you know. But
I mean,
I don't see them hitting the heights they hit last season.
I think I honestly feel that Arsenal missed their chance. I feel they missed their chance, and you know, I think other teams, namely United, Liverpool, even Chelsea to some extent, seeing what Arsenal did last year, will kind of embolden them to push a little more to try and see if they can keep the pace going, right? With a team to try and push City. I don't think I when I look at the signings that Arsenal made, I think they signed Rice. They feel like they needed him. Okay, fine, but like that whole fiasco with the goalkeeper stuff, I don't think they're going to help them. I think they're going to create a lot of problems because
Yeah.
then in my opinion they don't have a backup for Saka. So if Saka goes down, or Martinelli goes down, they're gonna be struggling. And I think going into a season without one or two decent players, at least a good backup in key positions is kind of tough.
The other kid they bring in, Adrian Timber. I thought they bring him as a centre back.
Yeah, they play him right back.
Right? They play him left back in their last game. Their last preseason.
It looked like they bring him in thinking that he can almost be a utility player across any position in the back line.
But he's better than White at right back, and he better than Zinchenko at left back. So I don't know.
But to me, I mean, if you have Saliba there and Gabriel, I mean, to me, he better than Gabriel. So I don't see.
Well, I don't know if he can play the way Zinchenko played on the left, though. Zinchenko have a kind of a unique role there. I don't know if Timber can really.
Right, yeah. I understand that. But as an out and out left back, defensive left back, he's better. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. So, I feel like Arsenal marginally improved the squad, but I don't feel like the first 11 go up a gear in terms of quality. Rice, Rice, he's a good player, but they lose some things with Xhaka that they don't necessarily gain with Rice, and I don't know. I mean, early season managers still figuring it out, but.
And then I think Arsenal now is at the place after Arteta been there 3-4 years now. So and he's been backed by the club to spend money. I think this year is do or die for Arteta. If they don't really push or really win something, I think they're gonna be it for him because they've backed him. They've backed him in multiple ways. Decisions he's made on the squad with the transfer market and all these things. I think this is the year for him. If he doesn't do it, I think that's it. I actually think my outside call before I even jump to that. I think Arteta gonna be in that sack race early. That's my opinion.
You checking the pressure going to be on him, eh?
Yeah, boy. If the man don't start good,
and particularly if Havertz involved in any negative results, I could see pressure mounting on him early.
That's my outside call for the sack race, Arteta. Anyway. Next team on the table was United. So United has signed how many players now?
Hold on, I go in on the list there.
Mason Mount.
Yeah, Mason Mount.
Orjan.
Who's that?
The second Haaland, they say.
You see that? Them thing they are going to stop them thing. Nobody don't see him on the second Haaland, my brother. Let the young man develop himself.
So we brought in Mason Mount, Andre Onana, Johnny Evans, and Rasmus Højlund.
Did they offer Evans
you brought him in or you brought him back?
Evans in for free. On a free. Brought him back.
Okay. And then so far Maguire's left. Elanga has left.
Yet. That's not confused.
No, he hasn't left yet.
Maguire hasn't left yet?
He's on his way out.
Boy, Mr. said they don't open the door again, my brother.
So anyways, I don't even want to talk about the
Maguire, Fred,
incomes
and
yet, you know.
McTominay might be out.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the incomes yet, you know, because I think part of what happened to Manchester United in the past is that we couldn't get rid of players. And now I seen us able to at least ship some players out because we always had a bloated squad.
So,
So, good.
no, I was asking what does that mean?
No, I feel that we know have a more balanced squad.
But does that translate to
Oh,
any
that's
any
No, it
any
doesn't. It
impact on the
doesn't.
pitch?
No. Not yet because our first 11 was still our first 11.
Okay.
Check.
I mean,
Well,
Carol, if you think about it, okay, your first 11 is your first 11. Fred was starting in our first 11 most games.
correct.
So
And
Fred gone.
Fred on his way out.
So Monk coming in.
Right.
Upgrade, you would say?
Upgrade.
Slight upgrade,
Upgrade.
right?
Upgrade for sure, for sure.
Upgrade. Definitely.
Right. So now when you look at the goalkeeping situation, however Ten Hag want to play, he want the ball playing goalkeeper. Apparently that is the thing right now. Everybody want that in football now. Right? So, that's how you want to play.
Upgrade.
So
If that is
upgrade
what
on
you
the
guys
goalkeeping department, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But last year I think our biggest problem was scoring goals. That was our biggest problem. And even with signing Rasmus Hoyland, I still don't feel like we have addressed that because that man is a young man. That man, I don't think that man coming in and we expect that man to bang 20, 25 goals in the season. I mean, if he do it, great. But
Agreed.
so I still think United lacking, and they have addressed some key areas I think in the squad and possibly into the starting 11. But I still think we lacking the one thing that was our major problem last year was putting the ball in the back of the net. Because there were a lot of games we played where we dominated, we created a lot of chances, and we just could not put the games away. And before it, we were drawing games and sometimes losing games that we really had no business losing.
And we didn't have that focal point up front.
Right. I mean, Martial is still there. I mean, that guy is a wild card. You never know, but he can
Martial injured. Martial played no minutes in the preseason.
What is the other guy named? We still don't know what happened with Greenwood, and even if Greenwood does come back now at this point, you don't anticipate he's gonna have any involvement in the first 11 for another 2-3 months.
Yeah,
so what we're looking at, I think if Man United as well. I mean, obviously Ten Hag hasn't been there for as long as Arteta, but if we don't start this season good, I see him being under a little pressure because the club has backed him, spent money. He bought Anthony, and Anthony didn't really play up to par last year.
Yeah.
So we have to see. We have to see.
Let's just say we can't start this season the way we start last season.
Yeah.
With them 2 losses.
Well, I feel like Man United operate backwards in the transfer market. While I feel like they had a good window, I felt like they were supposed to work from the top down, get that striker in to address the biggest issue, and then you can see what midfield solutions and centre back looking like. But they chase Mount. Mount was the main priority early in the season, where I feel like midfield wasn't the biggest problem.
But
I think
in a way, Brad,
I don't know how we operated, but I feel like that Mount move was in the works from a while back.
Yeah, I
You
feel
just
so
wanted
as well.
to get it over the line and finish it out.
I feel like New Mount wanted to come.
Yeah, I think
that
was one thing.
But one thing I have to say though, I think we have had this conversation before in terms of Manchester United transfer strategy. That's why I understand what Brad's saying, but that's why I also kind of give them a pass because, other times you see them haggling over like a Harry Maguire or like a Anthony or any of these players, and it seems like Sancho, it seems like that's the only player they can get. And it seemed like they kind of had in their mind they wanted certain players and they went ahead and, did the business that they could do. They want what they know that they could get done. Whether or not there's money left enough because in my opinion, I mean, I don't know, but a player like Harry Kane, now that you have had Bayern Munich a bid accepted for I would think 86 million pounds. If I was United, I would go and I would match that bid, and because at that point, leave. You can say, well, you don't want to sell to United, but if you're a Harry Kane and they get 2 bids coming, both bids are the same. I guess maybe you might say, well, you don't want to sell to somebody in the same league, but Kane can easily come back and say, well, guess what? I'm not going anywhere if you don't sell me to United. So I don't know.
Correct. And then pick where you want to play next year.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you were going to tempt Spurs with a bid, that 50 mil for Mount. I feel like the money spent earlier in the season, like the 50 mil for Mount, those things were done knowing that certain players were going to leave. I don't think it's like, they were just spending that money on the targets. They knew certain players were going to leave and they would have midfield. They would try to get their replacements before. But I feel like that 55 mil for Mount, you put that towards whatever you have and try to get Kane. Test Tottenham for a bit, see what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, things could have happened in the background that we were not really aware of by let's check in. A player like Kane available, you need a striker. It's a match made in heaven. At least test them and let them refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I mean, brother, we don't understand United too. We're going down, but I
yeah,
I, I want I,
we
want- I
don't
want to make
understand that.
sure we get to the bottom half of the table. So
Let's just talk about Chelsea now. How about that? Let's just talk about Chelsea now.
Well, I mean, I was a little afraid that we wouldn't have been able to offload all of these players, but we offload
The Saudi bill all you out.
us starting more than a starting 11,
Saudi
and
bill all
to
you
the
out.
point that's now our midfield looking kind of light. I watched most of the preseason games, and I mean, I think Jackson so far so good, and I think that was a good that's the value for money so far. I hope that he actually get chance the chance during the season if we don't sign another striker, which I mean I don't think we will at this point. We still have Lukaku trying to figure out what we're doing with it. In the defensive midfield position, we still Enzo. Nobody next to Enzo currently. Right now they're playing Gallagher, but that's still question mark up in the air. But I still think that as we need to be like patient with right now, like with the Chelsea situation. I to me I'm not looking for if we make it to top four would be great. But right now I'm just looking for stability and the ability to not lose games. Right now I'm just looking for Poch to kind of steady the ship and get us going in some kind of new direction. They say we have a new owner and we passed the Abramovich era. So now I would be content with just a stable approach towards a top four finish, and that would be a good season for me.
So you'd be content going into this as is. No more purchases were made, no more sales were made.
I would because I think and I been saying that to other people from since after we won the Champions League, I felt like that was the time to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what is the next step like for the club? Like right now, it was because the holy grail for Roman Abramovich was winning the Champions League. Okay, then fine, we win the Champions League. No, let's go back to okay, bringing things up from the ground up. We don't need the flavor of the month. We don't
So
need the biggest
so what
signing.
happens? What happens if a bad injury to Enzo or Gallagher? What then?
But Brady might have to take a chance on the youngsters.
Well, that's a risk because you're trying to get back to the Champions League so
Correct.
that you can,
Correct.
that's
I
Correct.
don't
risky.
know, man. I mean, maybe people might say, well, I thinking or I have too much of a myopic view on football currently, but I think we in an age where it's like, okay, well, it have to be some senior big name that have to like do the job. Like, why is
Well,
it that the smaller teams
it
can
doesn't.
figure it out, can get
It, do-
the next Sergio Busquets, the next great player, but the teams that like
well,
Chelsea can't figure it out. What happened?
Sergio Busquets come up through Barcelona Academy, so that's a different thing. But what I'm saying is, I don't necessarily mean you can sign players. It doesn't have to be a Caicedo or a Lavia. You can identify a young player that you think will do good. But the problem is, teams like Chelsea, the weight of expectation from the fans doesn't really allow them to try these type of unknown players. Whereas Brighton could sign some nobody, give them a chance. If it don't work out, okay, maybe they still finish mid-table and that's acceptable to their fans. But if Portugal and get some no-name kid, throw him in, and then things not going well, both manager and the player will be under fire. Big
Yep,
clubs come
yep,
with big expectations,
yep.
but you
And
need bodies. You need bodies.
understandable, but even with that whole like Caicedo thing, like I think Caicedo would be a good addition to the squad, but at 100 mil, I think I mean now is the time to like take it easy on them kind of the signings there and just be like, listen, no, we're not gonna be held hostage for just because we need a CDM. We're gonna be held hostage for a player. We'll have to
That's
make
a
it
little,
about him.
that's a little rich coming from all you don't want to be held hostage. You know, when it all you that set the market alight, now all of a sudden all you want to cut it back.
Well, bro, all you
Good
come
morning,
from
my
a
brother.
for a player we wanted to keep. That's different. All you come for a player we wanted to keep. All you have to pay, and all
But
you have the money. That's the problem. All you have the money, and all you do
nah,
all
we
the
don't we
spend.
don't have money. FFP,
All
my
you
brother,
have
we broke.
Arab owners just like everybody
Like
else. All you have
no,
is
we don't.
We have
We don't.
what?
Like
Which
Brad,
one is
like
it?
Brad,
where the
like Brad like to say. Brad have a thing like say he works and smell it. That is us. So I don't know. That is what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
It's sell to
let's
buy
go.
now.
Let's go to Liverpool because we still have to get to our predictions and all them things.
is the clock on
So,
the
Brad, what
press?
is it with?
Yes,
Well,
bro.
to be honest,
Like
the theme for the summer was a midfield overhaul. We were all very excited. There were some players that were guaranteed to leave because of their contract expiring. Your Ox, Keita, Milner, these were expected to go. We were all acceptable of that. The expectations are we would bring in one or two to replace those in addition to what we had. Turns out we lose our captain and we lose one of our linchpins in defensive midfield. We thought two players would come in to replace those. So far, it looking like it's maybe just one. And we trying to lowball Southampton for that one. Now we in some type of like game of 3D chess with Chelsea and Caicedo and Lavia. So I don't know what's going on. Right now, if to start this season or first 11, I think we fine. It's acceptable. The, in midfield at least. The issue for us is our defense, and that is why I really don't think if we don't make any significant changes or signings, I don't think top four CS this year. Given what I see in preseason, there is just a repeat of last year. More chances conceded than most of the other teams. Goals conceded, silly chances conceded, 1v1s. I just it's looking bad in the defense. And the midfield is where the focus was, but the defense is where the concern is. Trust me. Up front we fire in. We have a five
doesn't
world class players to fit into three positions. There we good.
but doesn't the I think United had that similar issue, a couple years back, where the defense was conceding a lot of chances, getting run at because the midfield wasn't stopping the ball.
Well, that's what we thought was the problem last year, but preseason telling us that it might not be because now we have this type of quasi role for Trent where he playing in midfield in attack and then like it's switching to a back three, but then Robertson still pushing. And then Konate is a bit rash himself. So the managers need to sort it out. It can be I mean towards the end of last season or last like 12 games, we had a bunch of clean sheets in there. So that tells me that maybe the manager can sort it out.
Okay.
But it has not been so far in preseason. We're conceding goals to clubs I never heard of, and not just like random goals. Some type of like
Yeah.
So it's looking shaky
Yeah.
for us right now.
Fair enough.
So all that, all you, so now, what other team you want to touch on? Newcastle. Let's touch on Newcastle for a little bit. Newcastle
Brighton.
signed Harvey Barnes,
And
Yeah.
Liverpool.
and they lost St. Max,
They also signed somebody, that guy from Italy, right?
Tonali.
Tonali.
Tonali, yeah.
So
I mean,
I was that guy play a couple games and I was very impressed with. So
yeah, man.
I look
I
at
watched Tonali in the Champions League. I'm actually surprised that Newcastle was able to prime away from Milan. Because Milan
well,
only
apparently he didn't want to leave. Apparently he was crying upon his departure.
really. So Milan just
Yeah,
sent
yeah.
him to balance their books or
Yeah,
apparently.
I think money they didn't give him a choice. So
But I watched a couple Newcastle preseason games and they don't look as resolute in defense as they had last season. But preseason is not something you can really use to gauge, youngsters mixed with starters.
yeah.
yeah, we saw them in Red Bulls Arena and
Yeah.
against Bright. Both teams. Like I said, preseason game, but so many goals they threw in that game. I thought I was watching like playing pro clubs, But
But with Isak and what's the other striker name? The English striker,
Wilson,
huh? Wilson. With Isak and Wilson, they will get their share of goals.
Listen, I watched Callum Wilson play. like literally just sit there watching that man. That man is a top class striker. Striker.
But
Strength.
These are the
imagine
kind
that.
of strikers top teams overlook in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I was gonna say,
Correct.
imagine that where you watching that man and you just seeing how he playing, and they still don't consider that man to be, a top level striker. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
so what are some of these other guys like Haaland and them guys doing so much better than guys like Wilson and them guys, because
Well,
Wilson and them guys are
he
really good.
Haaland receiving passes from Kevin De Bruyne.
I mean,
That's
yeah, but
Let me tell you something.
Jesus
I
was playing in the same team.
I
And
believe, but
exactly
well,
what Jesus said, but people say Jesus is
it,
a better striker than Wilson.
Jesus is a different type of player. The Jesus not your running behind type of forward. He like to drop, get the ball in his feet. These type of strikers tend to score less goals. But I really feel like Wilson in a top team would without the injury problems he's had, he'll be a 20, 25 goals a season striker. I also think the same of Watkins.
Ollie Watkins.
I think in a team where chances being created, service, he will get a lot of goals.
He
This guy is
was,
very lively, always looking to run in behind, always on the shoulder.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
basically in the first couple of seasons in the Premier League when he came in.
yeah, he was raw still, man,
Last
young.
last year, that man started like well, towards the end of last season, he started banging goals.
Yeah. But I
So
feel Newcastle also have to balance Champions League, so that's another one to watch there because
Yeah.
Champions League you have to play your best 11. In the Premier League, you're gonna play your best 11. So when rotation come into place, quality might drop.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what we think about Brighton now? The last team we're gonna touch on, and we'll jump onto our predictions and stuff. Well,
Um,
Brighton.
If they lose Caicedo and they already lost McAllister, I feel they might not be as potent as they were last season. But the team seems to have a system that they play, and if they
mm-hmm.
can
Honestly,
get some decent players back in,
they already been work. I mean, I would assume they've been working on replacements, considering that
Yeah, man.
that
Let me see who they bring in. Let me see.
Brighton,
yeah,
but Brighton business model is
He's quite
bringing
good.
they
Quite
bringing
good.
the players and sell them for. So I'm pretty sure they
And
have
you know,
multiple people that they're looking at.
yeah, and you
hmm
know what they do well? They bring in experienced players, but also young players. So they add Milner for free, right? Milner
Yeah,
not gonna demand no big wage. Milner play all this football already, but he'll be a positive influence in the team. And then they bring that young partner, João Pedro, young
yeah.
Brazilian.
yeah,
That man is rated very highly.
he's
Quite,
good. He's
he's good.
good.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you know.
still have Welbeck there, still Mitoma,
Yep.
that other guy they bought last year,
I feel me too. I'm gonna go for some big money soon.
Hmm.
I
and
feel me too.
so
And see, so
Mitoma is a
yeah,
good player.
if you have another big season for sure, I could see Chelsea buying him for 100 mil.
Evan, you know what to look out for? Evan Ferguson.
Yeah,
Evan Ferguson. That kid is a striker. He have all the tools. He have all the tools.
yeah. I feel Brighton will round up the top 8 or top 9. They'll be thereabouts.
I think they have enough when they play in Europa League, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
the Tuesday Sunday might kill them.
I mean, I
yeah.
think
But
I think
even
teams.
even without that,
But the way they play, right? They keep the ball so much. I don't know.
Yeah, but I
yeah,
don't know, man. I don't know. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
even without the Europa League, I still feel like when I match them up squad for squad, I feel like 7, 8, 9 is where they'll probably land.
Hmm.
Assuming some of the other teams play to their potential, like Spurs and some of these other ones.
Spurs play to the potential of
We
what
didn't even we didn't even talk we didn't even talk about Spurs.
but Spurs we talk about Spurs, my brother. With Spurs
We're
come on.
talking about Spurs.
Nah, what do you talk
yeah,
about
You
Spurs,
talk
my
about
brother?
All right,
Kane.
all right, all right. Cool.
I hear the man talking on Talksport this afternoon, and they kind of playing a little role play thing. So they saying, well, the Tottenham players come in and try to explain to Kane why he should stay. So they say one of the players that go and talk to Kane is Eric Dyer. Because Eric Dyer start talking to Kane, and Eric Dyer checking, please don't go. So Kane checking, well, part of the reason I'm leaving is because you still here. So
Well, I hear
so
him
I don't
talk
know, man.
about if King go, then they could sign Lukaku. That's music to my ears.
Boy, Lukaku like a mercenary, my brother.
Like,
Lukaku
Wrong
is
with
a
that, you know.
mercenary. Look at
This
Luis
that
Enrique.
man made himself one of the most hated in football right now. Like,
Yeah.
But the man go
From
on thing,
time
man.
you
The
from
man
time
do sign for a
Juventus
team.
fans.
I don't understand in that. You want to sign for
Right.
a team and the fans protesting to
All right,
not
yeah.
sign you. Come on, bro.
That's
But anyway,
bad.
fellas, so let's get into our predictions and stuff like that. So first of all, we'll go with who we think will win the league.
oh,
Manchester City.
as much as I don't want to say it,
Yeah, but yeah.
it might be Josep Guardiola.
They just
Yep. I feel like City is a machine, and I don't think I think the other team still missing something.
You
I think
know,
the other team still missing something.
I would say if they had lost, if they didn't, with the players they lose, if they didn't have Haaland, I would say
I,
maybe somebody could pass them.
honestly, bro, not even Haaland, not even Haaland. You see, if them man lose Kevin De Bruyne
Yeah.
for an extended period of time, they'll be in trouble.
I feel
But
like Pep have to find some type of solution because in some games where Haaland not firing, Gundogan has come up with some really important goals,
yep,
and
Yeah,
I don't think you're getting that from Kovacic.
yep,
But
yep.
Pep is a resourceful man; he can figure something
I
out.
mean, man like Foden had a quiet
You know what I
last
think will take on that role?
What Lick saying there now?
Foden,
Caicedo to Liverpool, that confirmed
Foden
Lick.
had a quiet last season, so who knows? Maybe next season we might see him back in.
Foden have been out of favor, but I could see him taking up that central role.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think something off with Foden. I don't understand. I mean, even the charity, what is it? The charity shield, community shield, whatever it is, he still didn't start that game. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I don't really know
I mean,
something was
everybody
off.
does go through their season with Pepe. There was a time Walker couldn't get in the team.
Correct.
Yeah, but I mean, we used to say
Man
that
like,
Foden was a
man
young
like
man. Foden not young anymore. Foden is
23,
a man
24.
that been playing 23, 24 years old. At this
Yeah,
point,
there
he
was a
should be,
time Sterling
you
couldn't
know,
get in the team.
yep.
There was a time Grealish couldn't get in the team. There was a time Mahrez couldn't get in. So Pep does do his little rotations, man. He does. I guess this is his way of motivating fellas. Can you go in the media once and say Walker not really accustomed to their style and Walker not can't really play that role.
And then
And
walk
Ah,
next you know Walker is the first name on the team sheet.
Brad, breaking news on Talk the Thing. Breaking news from Fabio, what is his name again?
Fabrizio Romano.
Fabrizio
Fabrizio
Romano, talk
Romano.
to me.
110 mil, Caicedo to Liverpool.
$110 million,
Why?
pounds, euros,
Why?
euro.
Euros.
Cash
Or
money,
Liverpool.
boy. All you have
But
to put on
I
cash
think
in,
I
Brad.
think I think Jamie Carragher know somebody in that office.
No, Jimmy
Like,
Carragher
I,
get the
I
money.
heard I heard a bid of 90 million plus 10 in add-ons was going to be lodged. So apparently that happened.
So all you flush
Right
with
now, the
cash.
Bleacher Report says 140 million US.
Well,
Wow.
Rajiv, our budget was what it was, and then we sell Fabinho, we sell Henderson, so they probably just put everything in a pot and tell Brighton, look.
So we're not gonna talk about this Saudis. We're talking
So
about
we just take Brighton midfield.
Yeah, we.
Well, you have my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So is we gonna talk about the Saudis or not?
So now, Brad. So now,
We can
what
dig
stories,
that.
my brother? We get to that a little bit, Brad. So now, based on what you said earlier, now that news there
Well,
now.
well, the defense is still a problem, but as far as personnel,
Mm-hmm.
after Manchester City, if a team can get it right, Liverpool would be the ones that I would say are best place to challenge. If they can get the balance right, with if Caicedo come in with the rest of the players and there, I think we will have a chance.
Every day is a big. That just cheat. That cheat.
So you
This
think
that signing there.
so now you're saying that all you in the top four at least?
Title
Well,
contenders.
not the way we defending, not the way we defending. I have to
No, but
see tactical changes.
Caicedo will help that.
Protects.
Correct.
Yeah, but the problem is when the way we play now with Trent hybrid role, Caicedo gonna be in midfield. Robertson and these guys are the ones the manager have to really give instructions
Brad,
on how to set up
you
going forward because the problem is not the center backs have a high line and they still getting run at 1v1. That needs to be sorted out.
okay? Understandable. But remember, Caicedo has played right back, left back, and centre mid.
Yes, but I think the key is how we use Trent and how we instruct everybody else
Correct.
to operate around him.
Correct.
Because
Understandable.
Henderson did a very good job in the 2018,
Forward right
2019,
back.
2020 of
Mm.
covering Trent when he go running forward. I feel that's what we lose in the last few years. So if the club can get that balance right, and Caicedo have legs, what we needed was legs. He's not really a ball carrier type, but he can break it up. He have bite, you know.
Bro,
110
I tell you,
million pounds. A
honestly,
lot of money, bro.
that is a lot of money.
Wow.
That is a lot of
I'm
money.
waiting for Mr. Zaka's comments on that because he like to talk about our club say he wouldn't spend money.
But I will say, I think that now puts all you back up into the top 4. That signing. Because
It'll get tails wagging for sure.
yeah, because what I saw from all you, right, was that the midfield needed an overhaul. And I think now with the legs all you get between Szoboszlai, between Caicedo, and with McAllister, all you going to have.
And I really think the guys like Jones, I feel like he's not like the cream of the crop, but as far as club system, he does do a fantastic job.
Right, but then and to me, Jones underrated in advanced positions.
Yeah.
The inside left channel there, to me, Jones is
so Jones, Elliott, Thiago, these guys can fill in as needed, but the first 11 there, if we have Caicedo and McAllister in there, I feel that's Brighton. That was the base of Brighton midfield last season, and it tear Liverpool apart on several occasions.
And right now, the other piece of news I've seen is that Harry Kane reportedly agrees to join Bayern Munich. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
which is crazy.
By tomorrow.
I'm surprised. If it actually happens, I'll be surprised. But
and this season actually starts tomorrow. Tomorrow going to be a very exciting day for football fans.
Fix all your team.
So that means.
So
where's the link?
Let's get back to it. So
let's fantasy.
Let's post the link in the fantasy there. Let me look for it.
Okay. So Brad, you started with City. Who is your top 4?
Well, I just get that breaking news there. I think might change. City. I think the top 4. Here's my top 4 in City first, but the rest in no particular order. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United. That's my top 4.
Okay.
I really feel, particularly Man U, aside from the problem scoring and stuff, I feel like the addition of Mount in the midfield will really help all you this season.
Okay. Who rounding out the top 6 then?
The top 6, I would say Newcastle. I would have said Spurs, but if Harry Kane leave, I don't think so. Chelsea and Newcastle for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United.
Newcastle, Man United.
Say that again.
City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United.
So same top 4 as last year.
So you leaving us out? Okay.
Same top 4 as last year.
I don't know in what order.
I just want to make sure. Same top 4 as last year. Is what you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And then your top 6. Who's the other 2?
Liverpool.
Surely Chelsea can make it top 6.
Boy, that is something else, boy. What?
Liverpool,
progress is 5 places up. 5 places up. Or is that 6?
Liverpool, Chelsea. I not try. I feel Tottenham still. They'll find their way. Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham. I think they'll find their way. Chelsea, I hope, but I'm not hopeful.
Give me 7 there.
Oh, so there's 2 hours missing.
Yeah, 2 you're missing.
Chelsea and Liverpool.
Okay. Give me the rest of the 3.
I think I go the same thing as Broadway. With that signing there with Caicedo, I think Liverpool will be up there. I think we will be up there as well. And then Arsenal, I think, will round up the top 4. And then I honestly think Chelsea gonna have a decent season. So I think I'll put them somewhere 5-6.
Yeah.
And what again? I was thinking.
Newcastle, Spurs.
Yeah, no, Spurs not in that. Spurs maybe bottom half. Yeah, maybe Newcastle. I would say 6. Yeah, so I would say top 4: City, United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and then the third them, it doesn't really matter. And then
Yeah.
Newcastle and Chelsea. I would say 5 and 6. If
All right.
Hurricane truly leaves, really, that my prediction is top Spurs will finish in the bottom half of the table. Honestly,
Uh,
yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
My
Okay.
brothers,
I think
Spurs scored 70 goals last season. Hurricane scored 30 of them, he alone. So that's a huge loss.
That 30 was just in the league.
it was
Wow,
in the league.
Fourth
wow.
in the league.
Within the league.
boy, man, big rum, big rum.
But we're not worried now. You want to get rid of Big Rum, so you say not.
Maybe. All right.
Big
All
So
right,
rum.
go ahead.
mine in order: City, United, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
Hey,
Order we boy. City
Order.
United.
No, the Liverpool thing, the guy said, "Oh, news there really just changed." I wasn't gonna put Liverpool in that top four
I had
before
only
that
I had
Caicedo
only
news.
I had Liverpool 6-7
Yeah,
before that. But if that transfer is finalized, I think Liverpool makes it into the top four.
I don't think. I
but you
think
see,
it's dependent on the manager to sort it out. But
It will.
the defense needs work.
but Brad,
And
you
not
see,
not
I think it
personnel
will be.
wise, but tactically.
I think it will
but
be
you,
sorted.
but you see the thing, right? Where we're talking about impact, right?
Mhm.
In my opinion, Caicedo makes a bigger impact to a Liverpool team than Rice makes
To
to an
Arsenal.
Arsenal team.
Fact.
True.
In my opinion,
Fact.
I tell you what, I've been watching us in preseason, and McAllister going to ball out for us this season
Mm.
on both sides of the ball. That man is a midfielder, trust me. And
So
he know Caicedo. All Caicedo have to do is learn club systems. Look at a man you find in the chat talking about Amrabat soon. Them fellas there, boy. Oh boy.
so anyways, bold prediction. Chelsea in fifth, Aston Villa in sixth.
That bull.
that's not a bad call.
That,
Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa and Newcastle, you can swap out either one of them.
I think Newcastle,
Is
European.
Aston Villa in Europe?
Them. Yeah.
No, right?
Aren't they playing Europa League?
I
Who playing
think
They
Europa
might be
League?
playing Europa League, you know.
Liverpool, Brighton. It wasn't Liverpool, Brighton, Aston Villa. No? I think those three. No?
I believe so.
West Ham do get nothing for winning the
No, the Europa
West
League.
Ham will be in
I
the
think
Europa.
some maybe Europa League as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. That might change my prediction.
I tell you one
All right.
thing.
So while Kerry looking for that now, so let's go to
Didn't raise nothing yet. But anyways.
the top goal scorer across the board. We all saying Haaland or
Haaland.
anybody
Yeah,
anything
Haaland.
different.
Kane goes to United.
Boy, let me tell you something here. I really feel like Liverpool could have a top goal scorer, but the problem is the front three gonna rotate so much.
They'll share the
I
goal.
can't really put my thing on one man. But I was known as in preseason there. If the man play 48 games for the season, he can bag a lot of goals. But he'll be sharing the duties with Gakpo, so I have to go with Haaland.
All right.
Salah will be up there though, as well.
Yes, like we know, is Højlund.
Salah will be up there, but Haaland is getting too much
Like,
service from Kevin De Bruyne, man.
all I have to tell you, like, is front row seats. That's all I have to tell you. Hey,
All right. So, what we had again? Top goal scorer, Sakris.
David Moyes.
Nah,
David Moyes.
nah. I think Moyes get a little goodwill with that trophy they win there. Then give him a little thing.
Not from the fans.
Okay.
The fans still want him going.
Yeah.
He might
But
not be
Chris.
I think in terms of man, honestly, bro, I'm making a call on that one, I tell my brother.
Nah, I think Arsenal will do enough for Arsenal to stay in the job, man. I think of somebody like Sean Dyche at Everton, if it go wrong early season, they might make an early change, given the last couple of seasons there.
Yeah.
I think Dyche
I
will.
think Arteta is safe though. I don't think
No,
Arteta
time will tell.
What about Vincent Company?
Nope.
Company safe.
If they do well.
Company safe. Company safe.
You think they're going back down?
Burnley will stay up too.
And
They
you know
just
who
do
I
it.
think the Wolves manager there,
The new one.
O'Neil.
Gary O'Neill.
But Garion is a very good manager, though.
He is. But he don't get no time to work with the team. And I feel
Yeah.
like he made the scapegoat if results do
Although they have a favorable game to start this season, so
one.
Company
Man
as
U,
well.
they played
Oh,
Man U.
Brad. It didn't even click. But it's all right. Brad, what you say?
Yeah.
Company first game is against his former manager,
What you say?
Who?
Burnley
That's
Saturday,
and
tomorrow.
Man City.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
that's
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
bright and early. What you say to win in the Saturday?
So
Sean Dyche.
All right.
I think
So,
Sunday plays some pragmatic football enough, man, to stay there a little bit.
Well, that's the thing.
They might
If he doing that and the results not going well, I feel like
But they
I mean
sign up, they sign a
they
couple
might
good
not win
attacking
many games.
players.
I
and
think
look at the signings they make. Ashley Young, like where you going with these kind of guys?
Dan Juma and they sign
I
another
think
one.
Everton will be in a relegation scrap again because they haven't signed a striker. They're still depending on
running.
Calvert
um
Lewin.
Calvert Lewin that cannot stay fit.
That's
So
it.
we'll
All right.
see.
So I have a fun one now. Biggest flop.
Biggest
As a
flop,
club, as a club,
none other than
It don't matter.
Kai Havertz.
I agree with that too. I agree with
amen.
that.
None other than.
Amen.
Kai
I
Havertz. Kai
agree.
Havertz for
I
sure.
agree. I don't deserve a for it, but I expected.
Or or
Oh,
or
oh.
Rasmus Hoyland.
I don't think Mr. going to
Nah,
get enough
I don't
game time to be.
I don't think
Mount
they're gonna play
secure.
Mister that
Mount
much, to be
secure.
honest.
Well, if he only do play him that much and he do score goals, that's a flop because they pay plenty money for him. So
Yeah,
he
but the
better
man
be
young, man.
starting.
Yeah, the man can't come first see the man. Remember,
Oh,
I but Brad, first
70
of all, right?
million.
No, but first of all, right? We can even compare Hoyland and I don't know if you're comparing them, but they
Not
can't be the
comparing
same
them,
category.
but you know he'll be able to have a flop.
Why is partner name he just called it again?
Havertz.
Havertz. Havertz been playing England now 3 years. Havertz need to come good. And
I tell you who's still on fraud watch. Enzo Fernandez. Still on fraud watch.
That's an end
boy,
result
That
for
man
me.
prove his price
End
tag, dog.
result
That
the
man
man
prove.
justify his
Anthony.
the man
Anthony is
justify
on
his
fraud
price tag.
watch still.
Listen, me and happy that only
Sancho
time
too.
for me Enzo is a flop.
So I
This
think
is,
Sancho at this point we see enough of Sancho to know what Sancho brings, and he
I
was
don't
never
think so.
worth the money.
I don't think so. I think this season going to be different for Sancho.
I
If
think
he
Also,
don't,
Sancho will
if
play.
don't
I
prove
think
Unlock,
himself
Sancho will
this
play
they
well,
season,
but
unlocking
I think
Sancho
we
this
let him go.
season. They unlocking Sancho this season.
One
we
lock.
still waiting to unlock Pogba.
Pogba can't even unlock himself. Anyway, what in the category at Carol?
Best signing and then surprise package.
Surprise back is Nicholas Jackson.
Best signing Dominic Soboslai.
That's all right, Cushy.
Okay, we'll see him on Sunday. You'll see him on Sunday.
You see
And
us
you will
too.
say Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson.
That's two categories or one. Best signing,
Best
surprise
signing.
package.
Best signing. Best signing.
Okay,
Best
best
signing,
signing.
yeah.
Dominic Soboslai.
What you going with doing?
I mean, I think in terms of signing, I think in yes, money and value. I gonna go with McAllister. You know,
Second best in my opinion.
I think for the price that Liverpool pay for that man, he's going to be a very very key player for them, and I think he's gonna play well. So
For
I will
sure.
go with McAllister. I think. But I look at value. Like what what the club pay for him, and what is his
What they
level
get
of
out of him.
importance. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go with that because most of the other players, they're going for decent money.
So what we think about Rice now?
Hold on. I think the best signing
Oh.
is Andre Onana.
Oh no. No,
I don't know.
no.
Kerry,
Aaron,
let's
I mean,
I'll wait to
I
it.
To me,
I don't want to say
most impactful signing going to be Andre Onana.
okay,
Potentially.
but that's a
Potentially.
different that's a different than Bessie. I mean,
Well, what's your category for? What do you think for best?
Well, as Dwayne say, McAllister, the price tag,
Yeah.
yeah,
given the potential impact.
I mean, when I think about it, right? I mean, two positions that are of utmost importance in football, and if you look at it, that any title winning team have a really, really good goalkeeper and a really, really good striker. Like you need one of those. You need both of them at the ends of the pitch. And I feel like with all what we want to do, I still feel like we have players that are not they're not ready to play the way that Ten Hag want to play. Like when you watch City and those team play, them guys don't hold the ball, they don't play, they pass the ball, they move. That's how they want to play. You still have guys like Luke Shaw and them guys that don't know how to just pass the ball. They want to run up in all in front of the man's face. And so I don't know. I feel
I
Onana will
think
be good,
I think
but I
Rashford will
don't know if I would
benefit
say
from Onana distribution.
yeah. But even I
But
mean
that's it.
even I think the biggest thing, with that is I don't know, maybe the way I seen Ten Hag want to play is more of a possession, control the game kind of thing. And then I don't know if we have the players at the top end of the pitch to really do that. Because for example, right before the Champions League final, Pep was talking about Martinez and them guys and Dzeko and their ability to hold the ball up front. Right? If Onana playing all these passes, spraying all these passes, and the ball just keep coming back on him, I don't know. I
Yeah.
still feel like we like honestly, if you were to talk about a match made in heaven on paper, and like one player that I don't like Brad say, like we had to sign Harry Kane. We had to.
Yeah.
Because that would be like the one player I feel I would take us to another level.
If all you had signed nobody else and get Harry Kane, all you would have improved
Yeah, yeah.
Facts.
So
significantly.
Facts.
so I still feel
But
like
that's Carriel
yeah,
potential signing
yeah,
of the season. So we'll see how it plays out.
yeah.
We'll
I
see.
mean,
Surprise package.
Where
My
does
pick
Surprise package as
Rashford
a
go
team,
on
eh?
in
As
this
a
one?
team.
was a team. My 40 minutes as an
We
individual.
can do both. We can do both.
surprise
The po-
package as a team.
My surprise package as a team is Aston Villa.
Well, I don't know.
I was
Is it?
going I was going to say as an individual, Diaby.
Mm.
Yeah, it might be a good call. But I don't know if Aston Villa finishes at 6. Is that a surprise?
I would think so.
I
Well, it
don't think
was
that would really
last
surprise
year.
it. I
Considering
don't
how
think that
low
would
that
surprise
they started
anybody.
last year.
No, I'm saying like I'm considering when they finished last year and then there and thereabouts this year. Would that be a surprise? I don't know.
Well, I guess. But for me,
You
I
know
think
what? You know why I think gonna be a surprise package? They play, but the way everybody raving about them and the way
Burnley.
that it sound like Burnley. I feel like Burnley gonna finish in the top half of I
I
don't know
don't
call
think
that.
so.
I don't know call that.
I don't think so.
Top half, top half.
I think a lot of teams have come up from the championship with a buzz, especially if they win it comfortably. But the Premier League is a level above.
I get
And
that, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Athletes that fire die. It didn't like
Rajiv,
we
who you
No, but
saying?
Leeds, no, but the thing is, Leeds was just playing a kind of a really attacking, free fall kind of football. I mean, that not going to really get you far.
Leeds, their manager run them players into a ground, man. You cannot sustain that type of
yeah, so
pressing and running, and after a
But Brad,
while,
that happened to all you,
us.
because Klopp
That,
is a
I don't really think that's what happened to us. I think at some point the tactics switch because we were originally we were not playing such a high defensive line. I don't know at what point we decided to play such a high defensive line, and then since we start doing that constantly, Virgil getting run at.
Or running behind.
And we also, when Wijnaldum was there, we also did a much better job of keeping the ball because he was a bit more press resistant.
Yeah. But look all you saying a press resistant midfielder, McAllister doesn't
Yeah,
move the ball. So
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Surprise package.
So that is you
Liverpool.
had Diaby as a player.
Yeah, I want to go with a team. Let me see.
Well, that is the only other choice you have. Is a team and a player.
Liverpool surprise package.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise anybody if Liverpool finished top 4.
Correct.
No,
That would,
what if we finish top league?
nah, I'm not finishing top league.
So it would be a surprise. So it would be a
Don't get ahead.
surprise, right?
Don't get ahead of yourself, there, my brother.
So it would be a
And
surprise, right? Lock me
bring,
in for Liverpool.
All right. Rajiv, who you
bring it back
saying?
down to earth there.
I give my surprise player already, Did I not?
Who?
Yeah.
Modric.
Jackson?
Jackson. Action Jackson.
All right. And your surprise team.
Chelsea.
Hey, and you don't put them in your top four?
Surprise to the what?
You don't put them in the top four, but they're surprise.
No, but
Surprise to what?
Brad, surprise. We don't
Brad,
define the
you're right.
surprise,
They go,
Surprisingly bad.
they
We
go to
don't
actually get
define the
relegated.
surprise.
When
The
your
word
audio,
and
when your
surprise
audio
is
sounding
somehow.
flat.
Some way
Surprisingly
somehow
bad.
they're going to surprise me.
They're going to get relegated.
All right. So when you missing your Burnley surprise package, surprise team, and a player.
Yeah. This year I going with my Brazilian brother Anthony.
And
Goals and assists.
my
The
surprise
human
player,
fidget spinner.
my surprise
Yeah.
player is Sancho.
My
I
brother,
feel Sancho gonna have a good year. I feel Sancho gonna have a good year.
one of all you though. So why is the word on Declan Rice? The man is
What?
what second
Potential flop,
player
brother.
right now.
Potential flop.
Yeah, biggest flop.
I put him down as mine way for real.
Rajib,
Yeah.
I think Declan Rice is a good player, but I think, obviously in England, he played in England, he's potentially England next
What?
captain and all this stuff. I do think
Arsenal,
Declan Rice is as good as people make him out to be.
Arsenal gonna have a lot of the ball.
Yeah.
So Declan will have a lot of the ball, and so he'll be part of the play, and he wouldn't really get too much attention. But I don't really think he improved them that much.
Let me put it this way. We watched the game in MetLife. I know that a preseason game, but I honestly did not recognize Declan Rice on the field at all.
I was
You
The
missing
game,
him
recognize
the
from
game
Havertz.
passed him by for sure.
I did
You
not notice
recognize
anything on the
Havertz.
field.
I was
Havertz was
missing
an
him.
Arsenal.
Havertz was
No.
another passenger.
Over
The
them was
young
playing in
kid,
midfield.
the young kid may know or might know whatever you pronounce his
Boy.
name. This guy impressed. This guy, you could see the man impact on the game more than you could see the
I
field.
watched
So
I watched the game live, and I was most impressed with Odegaard, Bruno Fernandes, even Wan Bissaka, in my opinion, played a really good game. But
Yeah.
like Rice and Havertz, them and the game just kept passing them by. You couldn't see any impact. And I don't think that's the type of player Rice is. Rice not gonna be calling for the ball in every possession and dictating play. His job is to break up the play, drive the ball forward on occasion. So we'll see. His job might be really simple and he might just but for 105 million, you would assume you're paying for a player that can do more than that.
yep.
Honestly,
But
I think Rice without Party, if they play Rice in the solo holding midfield or on the right side of the two defensive midfielders, he'll have more impact because that's where he played better. But him on that left side there, like a fish out of water.
Yes, I. So, fellas,
yeah,
it's after 9 o'clock. We don't want to go too long. We'll be
yeah.
back.
Who's your biggest flop doing?
Declan Rice, my brother.
Rice? All right.
So watch that now. So I'm gonna put these fixtures for the first game week. Oh, by the way, everybody, you guys could see the link for the top of the thing, Fantasy Premier League.
Premier League.
So join our league. Join our league. We're gonna give a prize to the winner. We got to figure out what the prize is.
Yeah.
But let's give it make it a little interesting. We're not
Yeah.
gonna be able to bring anybody America. So take it out of the head right now. Okay. If you're not there already,
Probably the winner is one of us.
well, if the
You
winner is one of you, my brother, is what it is.
you can go England, man, without a visa.
Hey, so let me put up the fixtures for the first game week there. You guys could see this, right?
And make that a little bigger. You
If I
can.
can. I don't know if I can, Let me see.
I can't see that, man, on my phone.
Get glasses, bro.
But I know the fixtures in my head, man. So just talk to me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
All right. Burnley City.
Burnley City.
Yeah.
See.
A comprehensive City win, 4-5-0.
Nil.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What?
All right. So Sheffield United, Crystal Palace.
Who home in that?
Bro.
Palace.
No,
You see in the City game.
I think in the City game, Burnley home. I think
All right. Brad say 5-0. Doing what you see.
City. I would say 3-1.
All right, Rajiv.
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
You do some confident, nah? You whisper not 2-0.
I say 3-0 for City.
We
I
hitting the
think
important games or we going for all them games?
We can just run through them real quick, man. We don't have to give up a thing for all of us. We can just
All
quickly
right.
just shout it out.
I
So
have a hard stop at 9:15 there.
yeah, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace.
I see it.
Palace
I'm gonna say
2-1.
that's a draw. Brighton, Luton Town.
Brighton.
Brighton 2-0.
Brighton
I say
3-0.
Brighton 3-0.
Newcastle, Aston Villa. That's a good game to start the season there.
Yeah, Villa taking that one, way.
Yeah, I agree that Villa
Newcastle.
will take that one. But they're playing in
Newcastle
St. James's
will
Park, so I don't know. That might
Villa,
be tough.
Villa
It'll be a
taking that
2-1
one.
Villa. 2-1 Villa. Liverpool, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Liverpool 3-1.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Say 1-1.
We'll concede a goal, but we'll score 2 or 3.
You say
I
1-1,
say
Will?
1-1. Yeah, 1-1. Arsenal,
Alright.
Nottingham Forest.
Arsenal
3-0 to
will
Arsenal.
Yeah, 2-0 Arsenal.
3-0 to Arsenal.
And
And
in the
about the
opposite
last
direction,
one.
1-0 to Forest.
Although Forest
What?
beat them 1-0 last year, you know. But
1-0 to Forest. Wait, the Arsenal at home?
Yeah, been at Emirates.
All right, 2-0 to Arsenal.
okay. Okay.
Bournemouth at home to West Ham.
2-0 Bournemouth.
I see a drop 0-0-0.
Solanke double.
I'm gonna go with Kerry. It's gonna be a dry game.
West Ham in shambles right now. West Ham winning that game.
Everton, Fulham.
That's the worst and worst.
1-1. Fulham 1, West Ham Everton 1.
I think
I would say-
Everton will try something, man.
I would say 2-1
game.
Fulham for me. Mitrovic not playing.
Nah,
Yeah,
Mitrovic in contention to go to Saudi.
I think he's back in training.
No?
Ah,
Yeah, I think
He
he's
was
back in training.
suspended. But anyway, so 1-1 then Mitrovic doesn't play. Brentford, Tottenham.
Tottenham.
1-1.
Yeah.
I think 1-1. I think that game gonna be a draw. And last game, which is Monday night, which is United Wolves.
United Wolves.
Wolves with the new manager bunks.
Wolves.
Manager bunks.
Let me ask you a question. Rajiv.
4-0
What new manager
United.
bunks? The last manager was a new manager.
Well, the new manager bunks.
Wolves. Wolves won.
Avoid from the half.
Wolves 1, Manchester United 2.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say we're gonna win that game 4-1.
4-0 United.
4-1.
Yeah.
All right.
Hat trick on his Premier League debut.
Who's that?
Hat trick on his Premier League debut.
Who?
The man not playing, my brother. The man injured.
The man not playing. You're not playing. Anyway, fellas. So
Yeah.
this you guys had it. You know, first show for the new season. We'll be back. Obviously, we'll review. You know how the first game week went, and looking forward to the next game week and discuss all the storylines and all that. Transfer window still has a little while to go, so
Yep.
you know we're gonna be seeing some
We
changes
still
in
gonna see
teams
some
and stuff.
rookies.
And we'll see. I mean, the last thing I would say is I'll be very surprised if Harry Kane actually goes to Bayern Munich, but then again, you never know. And that's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
if you guys will be back, we'll be posting. Take a look out for us on Twitter and not really Facebook, but Twitter and stuff like that. Then we'll be talking about the games and everything. And we still need to come on and talk about cricket. Right now, West Indies will be playing in Florida on Saturday and Sunday. Right now, the series are 2-1. West Indies leading, so we have to see if they can pull it off to win the series, the T20 series against India. All right. Anyway, my people,
Yeah.
take it easy. Thanks for joining us,
Yes, sir.
and have a good night.
Yes, I.